What is up, 4D fam, and welcome back to the channel. And guys, been enjoying the not just bike videos, and I know we talked about the bicycles, the everything is pretty much walking distance, no trash days and stuff. And now we're here with the Dutch solution for safer sidewalks. So of course we need to save sidewalks if we can walk everywhere. So I know here it's tough to walk, everything's a good distance where I live. But I'm excited to get into it, see what it's about. So before we do, make sure y'all hit that subscribe button. Continue to send down your recommendations. Hey, we got an option if you would like to donate and support the channel. Links are in the description. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter. Let's check it out. See what we got. Oh, it's
By the end of this video, I hope to get you excited about sidewalks.
There are a lot of great things about Dutch street design. I'm working on a video about traffic calming, but I wanted to talk about one thing that makes the biggest difference for safe walking.
Look at that bike. Continuous sidewalks.
If you look at a typical North American junction, it looks something like this. The sidewalk ends, there's a drop down to the level of the road, and it's very clear that you're crossing a space for cars. For the driver, it looks just like the rest of the road.
Ooh,
the only thing marking the pedestrian
all.
crossing is the same magical white
Wait
paint
a minute,
that they use
hold
for bicycle
up.
lanes. But it doesn't seem to do a very good job of slowing down the cars.
Hey, that looked like me right there. That rolling, that's what you call a roll and go. Don't even stop. You stop beyond the line, you just go. And look like if they stop by right there, it's gonna be hard to even see cars coming. Hey, that's that roll and go right there.
Doesn't seem to do a very good job of slowing down the cars. And neither does the stop sign. Hey, buddy, there's a stop sign there. Compare that to this crossing in Amsterdam. For the pedestrian, the sidewalk continues through the junction and doesn't drop down. This sends a very clear message that this is a space for walking. For the driver, everything about this design, from its look to its physics, demands slow speed. The Netherlands actually isn't the only place in the world with continuous sidewalks, but I think the Dutch version is the most effective. Here is an example from London in the UK. As you can see, the level of the street is raised to sidewalk level to make it a continuous footpath. But note the look of the design. There's a double yellow line, and the raised portion is the same color as the road.
I wonder what the double yellow line is for that, because you don't even see the yellow line in the street. And usually that means that it's like a two-way, going that way, going that way. Usually the yellow line. Hey, you know, your boy passed driver's ed when I was 16, you know?
Double yellow line, and the raised portion is the same color as the road, not the footpath. This sends a clear message that this is a space for cars. It acts like a speed bump, but everything else about the design is still very car-friendly. Here is an example from Copenhagen in Denmark. This is definitely better. It looks more like the sidewalk than the road.
Yeah.
When there's a bicycle lane present, there are 2 drops for a car driver. But from a driver's point of view, I find it still pretty easy to cross right through the space for pedestrians without noticing. And lots of junctions don't use them at all. Back to the Netherlands, you'll notice the sidewalk color is consistent. It's clear to every road user that you're crossing a sidewalk. The raised portion is often set back quite far from the junction, so a driver will be guaranteed to be driving slowly when they cross past.
Technically they're driving on the sidewalk still. Of course it's a pretty much bigger sidewalk, but at least I think that's pretty. I mean, you have no choice but to stop because it looks like it's like uneven roads or whatever. Hey, but y'all comment below if this is your situation and you're like, hey, I love it, I think it's great, it's going well. Or if you're that person, maybe you're like, hey, we got that, but it still can be some cautions and stuff because if cars can't see, you know, so maybe it's a good thing. Maybe some people may feel like, it's whatever, right?
The driver will be guaranteed to be driving slowly when they cross paths with the pedestrian. The road fans out sometimes, but there's no large corner radius here. The ramp down ends abruptly, and the corner is 90-degree angle, making drivers slow down almost completely to make the sharp turn. These slow speeds ensure the drivers have a chance to stop before a collision. And if a collision does happen, it's extremely minor.
I just know I don't see no stop signs or nothing. I don't see no stop signs. No, I think I barely seen some traffic light. Maybe that was a traffic light. Maybe I was like, I didn't see no stop signs.
There's one other benefit as well. For a driver turning off the major road, it signals that they're now entering a new zone, one with slower speeds and more pedestrian activity. Of course, these design principles only apply to smaller streets where they meet more major roads. At major junctions, different design principles apply and pedestrian signals are used. And for small streets crossing other small streets, the whole junction becomes like one big speed bump. But I'll talk about that in a future video. When there's a separated bicycle path, it's also raised up to sidewalk level, and people on bikes don't need to drop down to the level of the road or even to slow down at all. This makes sense because the person on the bicycle is on the major road and shouldn't need to slow down just because there's a minor junction. It's hard to describe how much nicer it is to walk in an environment like this. It feels like the people walking are in control.
Hey, and I feel like that's a good thing, because if you ever been to New York, no diss, no hate to New York, because my brother played college football, and I've been like 3-4 times maybe. And when I tell you Manhattan, down Times Square, it is busy, and those people in the cars, that the patience is like this thin. Like, if y'all can see, it's I got a little space in between my fingers. The patience, like, it will be almost running you over because there's so much traffic, but there's so many people on those streets, depending on what day it is. But I was like, ain't no way, no diss to New York. I couldn't live there. That was the busiest, and people, like, you can walk everywhere and get to everywhere, but man, they might, if you in New York, they might need to look at this video. They might need to.
And the drivers are a guest in their environment, not the other way around. Of all the great street design in the Netherlands, I think this should be the first thing that every city does right now to improve their streets. Not just for the safety of pedestrians, but also just to make walking more pleasant and encourage people to do it more often.
Hey, cause walking is good. That's good exercise. I ain't gonna lie. I would love to walk everywhere if it's within the distance. Like, walking in like a couple of, 20, 30 miles, I might not be able, but if I just had to walk like 2 or 3 miles to go there, come back, that's no problem.
And encourage people to do it more often.
So, excited about sidewalks?
Okay, not just bikes. That's pretty good. I don't even know. I honestly don't even know the guy's name. I don't think he ever said it, or I just didn't pay attention to it. But hey, he gives some good these are good detailed videos, and they explain everything so thoroughly and well. Hey, this is a structure everybody needs. To me. But let me know in the comments if you feel like, it's all right, but, it could be better. Or if you that person like this, it works great. Like, people love it. Like, let me know in the comments your opinion about this. But I think it's a good idea. I think it should be like this everywhere. But knowing that it's not, it's okay. But I think it's a good structure. So, but guys, that's all I have for this video. I appreciate you guys. Thank you guys for the support, the love, tuning in. Hey, make sure y'all hit that subscribe button. Send down your recommendations. Hey, as I mentioned, we got to donate links if you would like to support the channel in the description. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter. Talk to your boy. Hey, that's all I have. Y'all be blessed, be the best, and be you. I'm out.